Yeah, I mean, do you ever consider getting back up and doing stand up for any
I,
reason?
I don't really think that's where I'm at. People, it's funny. I've gotten calls. People like, so do you want to come on? They just assume because you did stand up at some point that you have a ready to go 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And outside of like, the explosion of sort of internet people who become famous before they're actually good at stand up, like I really respect the craft. And when I started at Stand Up New York, working the door and lighting people and watching, 6 hours a night of stand up, and at the same time getting to go on at the if anyone was left at the end of the show and they're still just drunk and don't want to stand up, I got to go on and do 5 minutes, and so there were a bunch of us who would wait till the end of the show and everybody would get 5 minutes until there was nobody left in the room.
Right.
But that was what you were doing. That's why I was working the door.
That's
It's
what
for
you
the,
have to do.
yes, yeah, and
Yeah.
and you get to see what works and what doesn't work. And I think, and I hope I haven't completely lost it, but I think one of my best assets coming into Family Guy was that I had been around stand up so much recently from when, I've been doing it so much right before I started that I could hear sentences the way they would be funnier sounding.
Sure.
Because you're just so used to hearing it in front of a crowd. You're like, oh, I think a crowd would respond to this
Right.
instead of this wording.